Welcome back to Fast Market here on the Schwab Network. We're going to talk and discuss Reddit, the social media platform. As I mentioned, post-IPO hit an all-time high in yesterday's session. Loop Capital with the downgrade today, Kev. Unchanged price target of $75, but maybe a little bit of a pullback warranted. I like these kind of calls that you get from an analyst that says, hey, things run up pretty far, pretty fast. They still lose money, but engagement's starting to pick up. Digital ad spend is robust, and they're starting to get into there, trying to monetize their platform. Give me your thoughts here on Reddit and this downgrade.
When you look, and it just IPO'd, right, in March.
Yeah.
And it's up 66% in 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting pretty lofty levels, and like you said, it's got a negative PE, and they are getting better. AI's helping them with ad revenue and data licensing, and they're on the right course. The question is it going too far, too fast? Because and this analyst was responsible and said it kind of hit some of their targets, and so he lowered it to a hold from a buy. Kept the same price target, but lowered it to a hold. I appreciate when analysts are responsible and don't just knee-jerk raise their price target and keep it going in perpetuity, and then lower it months later after it's already sold off. So I like responsible analysts that do things like this.
Yeah, and besides the downgrade, JP Morgan raised the price target to 67 from 57, keeps it neutral. And then JMP raised their price target to 84 from 70, keeps an outperform rating on it. But Nate, they talk about, engagement on their platform, daily active uniques and weekly active uniques. They've got some pretty good growth rates. They've only had one quarter, so far post-IPO that they've been public, 1 quarter of reporting, but the numbers are starting to improve.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'll tell you this, that if you are bullish on a stock and then you wake up and some analyst has downgraded your stock, out of all the reasons that you want, valuation is what you would want if you're bullish on the stock. That being the reasoning as to why they're downgrading. Because, guys, we know how the sell-side analyst community works. When you get a stock that runs like this, you got a couple options. You do a downgrade, you do a price target adjustment. You've got some explaining to do because you can't continue to have a buy rating if the stock is moved up to your price target. It just doesn't make sense. So Loop decided basically to go down to a neutral rating while maintaining that $75 price target. The stock has run a lot, but if you look at their last earnings report, which is the first one that they did is their public, I'll just cite some of this. Revenue up 48% to $243 million. Analysts expecting $212 million. Ad revenue, 39% year-over-year growth. Meta does 27%. Amazon does 24%. Google does 13% in terms of ad revenue growth. Daily active users, 82 million, above the 76.6 million expected. Average revenue per user, $2.94, up from $2.72 a year ago and above the $2.90 expected. Guidance, above expectations. I mean, the only asterisk perhaps you could put here is perhaps the analyst community has not yet, done enough of their work to get those estimates right. But looking at that last quarter, by every metric that I was able to look at, it was a monster quarter. They beat on every, metric there. The only thing you can say, and that's what Loop is pointing to, is valuation. And they said, essentially, we're trading at a 10 times price to sales ratio above the peers, but I would say you have to take into consideration the growth rate, the trajectory of the growth rate. We're in a presidential, election year here. Ad revenue spend seems to be relatively, if not above average or healthy. And so I think there's a lot to like, and I think valuation is the only thing that you can really kind of say, maybe we need to take a pause here on Reddit.
Yeah, they did highlight the fact that a potential stock lockup expires in early August also, which might cause some added volatility. But you got an example trade.